this masquerade, a debt is paid. I wander through the alleys of my mind, leaving trails of shattered thoughts behind. You wanted to believe I was the one, standing flawless underneath the sun. But my gilded cage had just begun. Father, into your hands I fall again, a broken spirit in the pouring rain. Why have you left me in this righteous pain? I cry when fallen angels speak my name and burn the halo in this sacred flame. The trust you placed was built on shifting sand, a monument I could not understand. You see the hero, I confess the fraud. By my own judgment, I am deeply flawed, applauded by a world I can't applaud. A self-inflicted righteous suicide, where vanity and sorrow coincide. I scream at heavens that will not reply, for in their silence all the angels died. And no The presidents are feasting in their halls, ignoring desperate, frantic midnight calls. They toast to peace with glasses filled with red, while counting profits from the newly dead. On televisions where the truth is bled. Tailored suits, they plant the seeds and harvest bitter fruits. The propaganda machine begins to roar. Why don't presidents fight in their own war? A question back their hypnotic computers gleam and glow, programming soldiers where to reap and sow. They march in rhythm to a hollow drum, to a foreign land where they'll succumb for a freedom that will never come. fragile stream, the silent current of a waking dream. We build our lives on what we think we see, a reflection of what we're told to be, never questioning if we are free. Different The sun ascends, a scar across the blue. Another morning to be weathered through. The most deserted day of all my life, sharper than the edge of any knife, a quiet echo of an inner strife. The chair is empty, but the ghost remains, whispering your name through window panes. I hold a breath that I should have let go, a solitary seed I cannot sow in this cold garden. remember me from a forgotten dream, a whisper carried on a silent stream, sweet berries ripening in the summer's glow, secrets that the ancient spirits know, seeds of wonder that we left to grow. Chase the phantoms of a life foretold in stories written by the brave and bold. Our ghosts dance in the pale and fading light, lost between the darkness and the bright. A silent question in the endless night. The melodies of life, a haunting tune, beneath the cold and ever-watchful moon. Our memories are buried in the ground, where not a single final truth is found, just the echo of a mournful sound. Kombucha mushroom people sit and stare, with hollow wisdom and a vacant prayer. They analyze the shadows on the wall and preach a truth that will enthrall the ones who are preparing for the fall. just to feel a flicker of amen. This sweet addiction, sugar for the soul, a perfect lie that makes you lose control. The system sells you pieces of the whole and digs you deeper in a gilded hole to pay a toll you never knew you'd I'm not a victim, I'm a volunteer. I've learned to love the taste of noble fear. As part of me is what they feed the blind, to keep the restless spirit well confined, and leave the burning questions far behind. In the end, it all will fade to gray. The hollow pleasures of a yesterday, the sweet delusion, what a bitter pill. As I sit here waiting still upon this lonely windswept silent hill. Your dreams are woven in a silver thread, controlled by voices in your sleeping head. The screen projects a world serene and deep, while in the darkness silent secrets creep to steal the promises you meant to keep. You meant to keep. The piercing eyes you see are not your own. A stranger's will on your own spirit's throne. Your thoughts are not your own, they drift and glide on currents of a cold electric tide, with nowhere left to run and none to hide. I'm sitting in my car, the world's a blur, a silent witness to the things that were. The billboards scream of wars I'll never see, while selling dreams of what I'll never be. A perfect product of prosperity. For fashion, so the cynics say, just puppets in a grand elaborate play. But ask the kids in Tiananmen Square if it was fashion that had brought them there, to breathe the fire in the solid air. They hypnotize the world to buy the lie, beneath the gaze of an all-seeing eye. We fought for causes that we can't define, a broken promise, a forgotten sign. And still I wait for you to be all mine. The propaganda, seductive song, to make you feel that you could do no wrong. They disguised it as a noble, worthy fight, and bathed the darkness in a holy light, to steal your vision in the dead of night. They hypnotize the world to buy the lie, beneath the gaze of an all-seeing eye. We fought for causes that we can't define, a broken promise, a forgotten sign. And still I wait for you to be all mine. From the cradle to the lonely grave, we are the masters and we are the slaves. We build the systems that we can't escape, a world of sorrow in a pleasing shape, a silent movie on a broken tape. They hypnotize the world to buy the lie, beneath the gaze of an all-seeing eye. We fought for causes that we can't define, a broken promise, a forgotten sign. And still I wait for you to be all mine. Welcome to the end, a world in gray, where all the heroes slowly fade away. beneath the cold and unforgiving moon. Their final dawn will always come too soon. God is wearing black, he turns his face from this forsaken, broken, bleeding place. They went so far to find there was no hope, just a fraying and a shorter rope, and a lonely, barren, windswept slope. They were crying when their sons left for the fight and vanished into the eternal night. All the young men go to prove their might, to find a truth that burns away the light, and never find their way back home, back to the right. There is no one here but in my mind I see the faces of the ones behind. Their voices echo in the rising storm, to keep my weary, frozen spirit warm, and shield me from the coming final harm. The sun is rising on the other side, where all the fallen soldiers now reside. They found the truth, but they can't tell the tale. Beyond this fragile and this mortal veil, where only silence and the stars prevail. They were crying when their sons left for the fight and vanished into the